One of the most common is hearing a lady crying. Apparitions that have been seen all around the camp. There's also a headless priest. People have claimed to wake up at 3 a.m. to see a lady standing next to their bed, completely soaked in blood. It is said that this man will actually cling to the women that he likes and follow them all throughout the teachers' camp. Feel free to follow us back to our cabin. We are spending the night here in the hopes of communicating, and we welcome you into that cabin with us. Hi guys, thank you for tuning into AmysCrypt. I'm coming at you from Baguio. I am here to investigate one of the most notorious and haunted places in the Philippines, the teachers' camp. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe because I'm spending the night in this very haunted cabin and I will be doing a lot of paranormal investigations. But for today's video, I'm going to take you around the teachers' camp to explore, tell you its history, ghost stories, and I'm also going to be hanging out until nighttime to reach out to a very creepy ghost who is a man that is said to follow young women. So stay tuned. The teachers' camp lies in Baguio of the Philippines and has a history spanning more than 100 years. In its past, it has been a battleground, but today it is used to host getaways, conferences and retreats with affordable accommodation. Many also claim it to be one of the most haunted places in the country, with countless visitors experiencing terrifying encounters with the paranormal. It is not uncommon for those who stay at the teachers' camp to hear strange noises, sight spirits, or feel the unwelcomed presence of something unseen. The spirit of a woman who roams the camp crying has been reported by many, as well as that of a headless priest. Even scarier than this, however, is the blood-soaked woman who appears at people's bedsides, waking them in the middle of the night. Or the sometimes aggressive male spirit that is known to follow women back to their cabins. For this video, we plan to stay the night at the infamous teachers' camp to attempt to document any of this strange activity for ourselves. Alright guys, I'm very excited to show you where I'm spending the night tonight. We're in cottage 206 of the teachers' camp here in the Philippines. This place is supposed to be insanely haunted, one of the most haunted places in the country. And a lot of paranormal activity is said to happen here. This cottage is also really creepy inside, so I'm super excited to show you around. Alright, this is not the first time I have stayed in a haunted cabin, but this place looks really cool and we have it all to ourselves, which is nice. My other haunted cabin experience was the Glenmore Hostel in Ireland, and that place had no electricity or running water. This place does, so it's a little bit luxurious. Through here, this is our kitchen. And it's pretty good, we've got the fridge. There is one power point in this whole cottage, so we have everything plugged in, trying to get that all going and all charged up for tonight. And it's really cool that we actually have a kitchen. It's kind of rare to find accommodation with a decent kitchen. Out this way. I really like this central kind of living room. We've got a big fireplace and creepy old furniture. It's really cool. It's got like major cabin feel to it. I'm also wearing my Friday the 13th shirt today because this place reminds me a lot of like a Camp Crystal Lake sort of campground. Alright, this is one of the main rooms. So we have these cute little beds, mirror, a chest of drawers, and then I don't know if anyone really wants to see the bathroom. We have the bathroom. It's pretty basic, but it's actually maybe not the worst bathroom that we've had on our travels here. Alright, so back over here, this place actually has 2 bedrooms, so room 2, quite creepy in this one, I feel. It's also really cold in this room too. Light is gonna work. Yeah. So 3 single beds, and this place is a campground. So all of the accommodation is very basic and camp-like. We did get our own room because we're gonna be up all night investigating, but this place also has a lot of dormitory style accommodation. But we'll go around and look at some of the other buildings here in just a sec. Teachers camp's really weird. There's just all cabins and dorms and these big hall buildings everywhere, and we don't know if people live here or they visit, and it was odd to book in here as well to stay. Like, we weren't sure if any teachers are supposed to stay or anyone can, but I guess if they don't have full cabins from events and whatnot, anyone can kind of stay if you call them up. This place is really quite large and it's interesting. I've never actually been anywhere kind of like this. I guess I didn't do that many school camps, but it's got a lot of cool buildings like this one just behind me. Looks a little bit spooky, and it has those really big long stairs. There's also just up here a cool amphitheatre. So I mean, they probably do performances and all sorts of stuff here. I know they do a lot of seminars, educational things for teachers and whatnot, so you know, I'd expect some of that kind of stuff here, or in all the big halls that they have around here. I'm sure they do a lot of that kind of lectures and whatnot. So this one here is just the amphitheatre. It's really cool. So just walking around the camp, and it's actually a really beautiful place. There's a lot of gardens. We just walked through an amphitheatre, a lot of different buildings, and it covers a lot of ground. There's so many ghost stories here as well. It's gonna be a big job trying to investigate tonight. So all the cabins, buildings, and all the different structures here seem to center around this one running field. This place has actually got an interesting ghost story associated with it, so we will be heading down there later when it's dark to investigate. The ghost story with that one is also extremely creepy, so I'm a little bit freaked out about that place, but I mean, in the day it looks alright. There's some nice sunflowers and stuff around. Alright, I wanted to give you guys a rundown of a little bit of the history of the teachers' camp. This place is actually pretty old. It opened in 1908 as a training facility for American teachers in the Philippines. Today it is still used mostly for religious getaways, sporting activities, and there's also a lot of field trips and a lot of kids that make their way here on camps. This place has a massive amount of ghost stories, and it's strange because there's not a lot of historical context as to why some of these odd stories exist. But there has been that many people that have claimed to have paranormal experiences while staying here that it makes this place really interesting to paranormal investigators or anyone interested in the paranormal, such as myself. It also backs on to what is probably the most haunted house in the Philippines. It's very famous here in Baguio, the Laperal White House. We're trying to get access to that one, but I'm not sure that we'll be able to, but that place looks amazingly spooky too. So some of the most told and well-known ghost stories here are of people hearing strange noises, particularly in their houses, cottages, and cabins here. One of the most common is hearing a lady crying, but there's also a vast array of other types of disembodied voices and sounds that people have heard while staying here. And there's also apparitions that have been seen all around the camp. These include a lady in white, so we've got a classic white lady here, which is awesome. There's also a headless priest, so I'm really interested to know what his backstory would be, or if we can capture a glimpse of him tonight. Probably the most disturbing apparition that people have encountered here, or claim to have seen during their stay, is, I don't know if it's a sleep paralysis related thing or what, but a lot of people have claimed to wake up at 3 AM to see a lady standing next to their bed, completely soaked in blood. And that's just terrifying to think of, to wake up to. So I'm going to recount a couple of other stories that people staying here have claimed to have experienced. So one of those was a couple of kids were scared staying in this, haunted teachers camp, so they pushed all their beds together in one of the dormitories. And they had heard a rumour that someone had committed suicide in that dormitory. So maybe it was that they were so scared of that they had this experience, or maybe something paranormal actually happened to them. But two of them separately claimed to have felt heavy breathing going down their back and hearing it around their ears late at night. So that's kind of disturbing. We also have another story where people claimed that a locked up piano that was sealed, there's no way it could be playing, was playing music. Quite nice music actually, they said, but it was just ghostly and eerie that any sound would be coming from that piano. There's a couple of other stories. We have cases of sleepwalking, we have cases of possession here, and maybe the creepiest story of all is known as the lovesick Igorot. Now that is hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that is an ethnic group here in the mountains of the Philippines, and it's said that there is one man here that lurks around these fields, sort of where I'm sitting. It is said that this man will actually cling to the women that he likes and follow them all throughout the teacher's camp. So much so that he even follows them back to where they are sleeping and watches them sleep. And these women that have been followed claim to have seen him and experienced a vast amount of paranormal activity. So that's definitely one of the spirits that I'm particularly interested in tonight. There are so many stairs. Dead. Alright guys, we have made it back to the cabin. Dude, there's so many stairs, it is quite a walk to get anywhere in the teacher's camp. It's very large. And we're gonna hang out here until it gets dark out, head back out, probably to that field area. And I want to call out to the ghost who is the man that is said to follow women. I know this might sound crazy, but I actually kind of want him to follow me back to the cabin where we're investigating tonight, really hoping to capture something or experience paranormal activity. That is why I do what I do. I want to learn and experience things from the paranormal world. So call me crazy if you will, but it should make for a good video. Jared's out there with all the kids trying to set up the GoPro for a time lapse. They're playing badminton. He's probably thinking, nope, that's not the spot. How about this one? A few leaves here. Oh, a nice rock. Yep, I'll spin that rock around. He's very committed to his work. How does this thing work again? Oh, I've got it. Bit wobbly. She'll be right. Perfect. Nope. A little to the left. Almost there. Oh, I didn't switch it on. Oh no. This is taking an extremely long time.
Little did we know that during this very time lapse, we would pick up on our first piece of strange evidence. Our GoPro was set up to take a photograph every 10 seconds as the sun was setting. We captured a few dogs running past in a number of frames, but also one frame that appeared to show something strange and semi-transparent in front of the door to our cabin. You'll notice by showing two frames side by side that one photo has captured something that appears to obscure the light. It is strange as it only shows in this one frame and doesn't appear to be the door opening or something solid standing by the door. Although I cannot conclusively say this is paranormal, it does look strange and I am not sure what it could be. Can you explain this curious anomaly? Please leave me a comment below. Alright guys, so it's dark out now, it's very creepy, and we're gonna head back out to that area where the really weird ghost that follows women is said to lurk, and see if we can make contact and maybe get him following me. Alright guys, so we just made it to the area that our creepy male ghost said to follow women exists. So we're just gonna walk around for a bit. It's the area that I'm in is close to a road, so it's a little bit
louder, but the further in I go, the quieter it should get to be able to reach out. Also, the darker it seems to be getting. So I might try a spirit box. I might just call out to him and let's just see what happens. Alright guys, I'm in a bit more of an open area now in the teacher's camp, and I did read online that this was one of the areas that this ghost has been sighted. So a lot of people have come to see his apparition, and there's been numerous reports that he hangs around this area. So I thought that this was the perfect place to reach out and try and do a spirit box session too. I'm going to reach out to our ghost known as the lovesick Igorot. And this person is supposedly a very lonely male that follows females to the extent that he'll follow you home and watch you sleep whilst you're staying in the teacher's camp. So it's pretty creepy. We're going to try and reach out and see if maybe he'll follow me. Hello, my name is Amy. Is there a lovesick ghost here? I heard that there is a male spirit here who is lonely and likes to follow females. If this is true and you're around, can you please come forward and say hello or tell me your name? Were you here before this was a camp? Do you want some company? Is there a man around? Are you looking for some company? Because I'm staying here tonight. I invite you to follow me back to my cabin. I would really love to know if there's someone here. I've heard that there's someone here that has shown themselves many times to people in this area. Could you let me know that you're here? Okay, if there is somebody here listening and you are lonely and looking for companionship, I'm staying for the night in teacher's camp in a cabin, and you are welcome to follow us. We would love the company, and we would love to know if there are any spirits here. Thank you, goodbye. Okay, so some people may ask why I'm reaching out in English, especially since normally in my videos I reach out in the local tongue. That is because almost 80% of the population in the Philippines speaks English, and it has been that way for a fairly long time. I don't have a lot of background information on this ghost and how long they've occupied this land, but I thought since I speak English and I will be terrible at speaking Filipino, I thought best to reach out in English. In addition, this place was built to train US teachers, so maybe if there are any spirits around, they will be familiar with English. This is supposedly a Filipino ghost though, so I have no idea what language they would speak. If you did hear a response, feel free to drop me a comment with what you heard.
All those lights behind you just flickered off and then on again, all of them.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
What ones? The ones lighting up
all
the
of them.
Pedestrian footpath?
All of them, yeah.
And the street lights?
Mm-hmm.
Did you affect the lighting behind me? Can you do that again?
Nah, someone just flicked the wrong switch.
I would likely say it's not paranormal that happened. Alright, so I'm about to move away from this area to go explore other areas. If there are any spirits around at the teachers' camp that wish to communicate or make their presence known, I don't mean you any harm, and I'm open to hear from you. I'm not scared of you. If you would like to communicate, don't be shy. Please feel free to follow us back to our cabin. We are spending the night here in the hopes of communicating, and we welcome you into that cabin with us. Alright guys, so we're just walking around teachers camp seeing if anything happens, and now some dude has come on over a loudspeaker and I don't know what he's saying. He's saying things in Filipino. It just sounds weird and odd and out of place, kind of like everything here. I kind of want to know what he's saying. Alright guys, so we're on our way back to the cabin where we're going to start a lot of our paranormal investigations for tonight. I did just want to stop here at the stream that cuts through the teachers' camp though, so you guys might see it below me. And I just like to point this out because a lot of people believe that water conducts spiritual energy, and that a lot of the times the most haunted places are the ones near large bodies of water or have a water source of water running through them. So I just thought it was interesting to see this here since this place is supposedly so haunted. Let's lock ourselves in for the night.
Something falling off a shelf, maybe in the kitchen.
Who are you? Who is in this cabin with us? That's kind of scary because we're sleeping here. Seriously, what was that noise? How creepy did that sound? For me, I get the weirdest vibe from this room. Just completely covered in blood. Did you just make a noise? Can you make that noise again? Are there any spirits in this room of us? Okay guys, I really want to know, have you ever been to a haunted summer camp or one that has any horror stories? If you have, let me know in the comments below. If you do want to see more of the teachers camp at night, or our paranormal investigation in the cabin that we are staying in, or maybe if this ghost has followed me, make sure that you're subscribed because I have a part 2 video coming out really soon. If you did enjoy this video though, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you want to do any more reading on this haunted location or others that I visited, head to AmysCrypt.com. You guys can also find me at AmysCrypt on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Until next time.